All right, now part 3 of this action-reaction study we're doing, I decided to make some physical actions and see what kind of reactions I get. See? So I can do no action at all. I'm not doing anything. All I did was take a breath. And by doing nothing, nothing is a verb. Do is the verb. So do nothing is a verb. So I'm doing nothing, which means there's a reaction of nothing, right? 0 equals 0. So if I do nothing, and the only verb becomes, that the active verb only becomes to sing. I just want to sing. Somebody says, how do you do that? How do you do nothing? Well, the truth is that through years and years of habit, I was taught very, very young. I studied with singers who were Garcia, from the Garcia school, and I studied with singers who were from the Lamperti school. And these were the two most famous voice teachers in history, so I figured, well, whatever they're talking about, I better listen to it. And all they talked about was breathing. Breathing. Richard Tucker said, see, the voice does nothing, the breath does everything. And he was a real, exponent of the Garcia school, and so many singers were. And one, you simply breathe in, and you do nothing up here, and the breath draws your throat, opens your throat, lowers your larynx, and the reaction is vertical. And then you sing there. See? Otherwise I don't do anything else, I'll let this react. So I go, I'm not doing anything. I'm not even pronouncing. I feel like I'm a ventriloquist or some kind of puppet master who's pronouncing like that, and he's trying not to let you see anything. I watched one little girl the other day, she did this with tea, and she had her dog going, and she was like she's smiling at the audience. But inside she's trying to sing every single thing, and this little puppet was just, wonderful. It's a wonderful act. But the idea is that when I sing, I want to do as little as possible. I mean, when you sing some of these big operas, some of them are enormous and hours long. So you want to be sure that you don't get tired, right? So what am I going to do? So I go, breathe. Ein Schild verhieß mir der Vater, ich fänd es in höchster Not. See? I'm trying not to do anything. Now, if I do that on the reaction awareness, I get it like this. Ein Schild verhieß mir der Vater, ich fänd es in höchster Not. Waffen ausfiel ich in feines Haus, seine Rache fand Ratte ich hier. Ein Weib sah ich, wann ich und hier, entzückend bangen, ziert mein Herz. In other words, you can play around with your voice and make little effects and this and that if you want to, if you know always where your breath is and what it's doing. And is it in your way? Is it bothering you? Or you got it in a place where you really can use it, see? Now, let's do that action on a song. What is a famous head pull? You pull your head back like that. So I'm not going to pull. And now I'm going to pull. Now, if you do that, what reaction do you feel? If this is the action, what's the reaction? Then I'll let go. And I maintain that, in this case, reaction. So this is an easy exercise to do. You just pull your head back. You pull your hands forward, your head back, and try to keep the head up like that, like you're looking in the second balcony. La 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 la. See that? Bimbo dagli occhi vieni di Maria, ora. Why can't I just use the reaction of that? and have it be a vocal method, which it really does become. See? Another one is to pull the top of the spine. That means you go below your neck, right? Here's the bottom of my neck right there. I go below that, and I pull back there, and I get I need to find some key. I'm wandering all over the place like a lost. Every action I make has a reaction. Some you will like, some you will not like. Some you will like and your friends will not like it. Right? Or your friends will like it and you like it, but the critics don't like it. So it's a little bit like Abraham Lincoln said, you can please some of the people all the time and all the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time. Right? We're supposed to get up and do and be wonderful and sound good and all that every time we sing and please everybody. I don't know. There were people that didn't like Caruso, you know. So I'm very worried good company if somebody doesn't like us. You're not exactly bragging when you say I never got a bad review. And the bad reviews I got one in Cincinnati because I was too emotional. The guy said he's much too emotional. He's a broken person. We'd like to see a person with internet. And of course, it was Don Jose who was broken by Carmen. I don't know. I could have debated that with that guy. I mean, you know, everybody has their own opinion, or they're looking at what they're looking at. So the other one is to pull through the waist. I get back like this and go, no. Now the action is really down here, and the voice is reactive. What's really happening? If I really look down there, what is my lower back doing, and what is maintaining enough pressure against the lower back that I don't lose contact? What happens if I lose contact? La, 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 la. You know, you can either call that cracking, or you can call it going back to falsetto, or you can call it losing the contact to the support process. It's just gone, dude. So the idea is to maintain la 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 la, and don't let that attachment, that awareness of what the breath is doing and the way it's connected to this moving lower back, that has to remain attached. You can control very often how much you give. If you're singing too loud, you'll get in trouble. If you're singing louder than you should be singing, and if you can stay out of the parts, singing parts that you should not be singing, you can stay out of trouble. Most people are singing too loud, too heavy, and roles they shouldn't sing, including me. I'm not telling I'm innocent. I did it also. See, of course I did. Why not? But if I'm going to sing if I'm going to sing whatever, something like, let's say I'll sing Otello, I go, now, is that all right? What if I do this one? Now, can I fool everybody that I'm an Otello? I got offered Otello when I was 26 years old in the Hudson State Theater in Wiesbaden. And I accepted it, and of course, madly. Tenors rush in where angels fear to tread. And then I hurt myself in the summer and had to cancel it. God sent wound. I hurt my ribs, separated my ribs playing touch football of all things. And I never sang it. But by the time I got to know it, I sang with Mario Domenico when he did it, and I did a little part to Rodrigo. right. And I think that's where I belong. When you hear that man's voice, you realize that's what Otello is supposed to sound like. Right? Anyway, you can sing louder, but it doesn't it's like a drum. I can play a small drum louder and louder and louder, but it still sounds like a small drum. If I want a bigger sound that I can play softly and have it sound like a bigger drum, I have to get a bigger drum. See? It's the size of the air bucket that's going to decide whether it goes rat-a-tat or boom, boom. So if you want more sound, you have to breathe and breathe and breathe and develop your rib cage and develop your lungs and get yourself strong in the diaphragm so you can hold it, right? So the idea is that if I'm going to sing, I'm just going to sing. Now, if I do it this way, now that's easier, isn't it? Why is that easier? What the Germans call slender. It's much more slender. The sound is slender. I'm just pulling it back right here. See? But is it Otello? It even sounds less like Otello. Now it sounds like a lyric tenor trying to sound bigger than he is. What if I put it down here? Now, did I gain anything by doing that? Am I fooling anybody yet? You know what the danger is? You'll fool yourself. I'm fooling myself if I think that that's what I should be singing or the way I should be singing. See? Just because it's thicker and darker doesn't mean it's right. We have all these different ways to breathe. You know, we have the famous German way of breathing where you attack while you're still breathing in. So I go, hear that? So if I sing this music, breathing that way, I get, what did I do? I breathed, I sang while I was still breathing in. Now I have to figure where was the action and where was the reaction, and how do I sustain either the action or the reaction. See? If I sing while I'm still, if I'm exhaling and I start, let's say I exhale part of my air and then I start singing, see? It's a completely different sound. If I go, is that more Otello? It's still me. It's not Otello. See? It's me monkeying around and trying to make sounds that I should just forget and just go, hello, how are you today? Hello, how are you today? That's my voice. And I feel much happier now. I'm going to be a lot more fun singing this way. See? But if I get up and sing Otello that way, it sounds like I'm his grandson or something. It doesn't sound like the man himself, see? So the whole idea is to breathe these different ways and try all these little different effects. I showed you a lot of them. We did actually quite a few of them here. And, you know, there's always more. There's a happy surprise and smelling the flower. All right, when I smell the flower, I don't want the pollen to go up my nose, so I go, now look at the action, reactions, and find out what's going on. How did it react in my body? I feel that one very much right here. See? Any advantage to doing that? Who knows, right? So we've covered, I think, enough to give everyone the idea that an action always produces an equal and an opposite reaction. Your idea, your job, your responsibility now is to find out where are you making actions and where are you getting reactions to what you're doing. Let's say I breathe in my lower back. What was the reaction of that? First of all, my throat relaxed completely and it went way down, my larynx dropped down and it got real low. That's my voice if I do nothing but take a breath and sing with the reaction to it. So it didn't add a thing. Didn't look for any emphasis, didn't try to declaim and become a character like Otello that I we have fun singing. It's fun to yell a little bit sometimes, but it's not art, it's not music, and it's sure not survival, right? And if you can't survive, especially an evening of a whole performance, then you're useless anyway. You know, you're useless to the theater. We didn't even talk about the sigh method, but there is a sigh method also, which I've actually I did a videotape on sighing once called sighing as a technique or something like that. But if I sigh and I go, ah, now when I do that, I'm not pressing, squeezing, or anything. I'm just letting gravity take my breath down. I go, ah. You see that? Now, if I sing like that, then what do you think happens? What repertoire? I'm just sighing right here behind my sternum. I'm going, ah. See? And if I do that, certainly it is a lyric expression. I'm not putting any drama into that at all. I'm just going, ah. Of course, you can sigh happy, sad, angry, frustrated, nostalgic. There's all kinds of sighs you can do. Then there's another sigh from the navel down. Ah. La, 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 la. If I sigh there, where's the reaction to it? See? If I have an action and I have a reaction, and that should be all I need to sing with. If I start doing this big stuff, right? I go, now, does he sound bored? Does Otello suddenly sound, I don't know what, like he's frustrated? Is he relieved? What kind of sigh was he doing? See? So, there are ways you can interpret and you fool everybody sometimes. And he's relieved that he's made it safely home. He destroyed the enemy's navy, and he's gotten home and he's safe, right? So you can say, I'm going to do it not heroically, not victoriously, but I'm going to do it like I'm just relieved to be home. See? And then you can find some interpretation that'll let you squeak by and get through with it. It's up to you how much you want to compromise your idea about a role. You should not sing any role that requires you to be angry or dramatic unless you have the right kind of voice for it. Those great big dramatic voices go, ah, and the whole room shakes. I sang for Lawrence Melchior, and it was the Melchior, held in tenor competition, so I sang Lohengrin. He said, you are not a Lohengrin, you are a leading tenor, you're not a Lohengrin tenor. He said, for me it was easy to sing the big ones, but hard for me to sing the lyric ones. You sing the lyric one. It was Lohengrin. To him that was the light one. So, anyway, he fascinating to talk to him because he was such a great singer. I heard him perform when he was 70. It was just fabulous and about blew the roof off. And a great, big, thick, dark, not baritone. It really did sound like a big, enormous tenor. But he was a great singer. But if we're going along and we're doing these sighs, and I talked about sliding back and down on one of the other tapes, but you can also sigh back and down. Ah, see? They all work. You just have to decide which one is for you, or find somebody that's a professional person in this world of opera, which is what you'll be singing. You hope, I hope, and but even the contemporary modern singers, the pop singers, and people, show singers and theater singers and nightclubs, everybody needs to learn how not to strain the voice and make it do anything. When just a cathedral, you let me down. You didn't say nothing when my baby left town. Or you can sing any kind of song you want by either talking it, leaning it, dropping it, sighing it. You can do all these different possibilities, and I hope you'll find some of them in some of these videotapes. Okay? All right, that should be enough confusion for one subject, okay? In 3 parts. I did 2 already. This will be number 3. Okay. Bye.